on Logan's night on the mound and what he's given you, especially his last 10 outings, I think?
Yeah, no, this was huge for us. He set the tone to give us a chance to kind of have a reset in the bullpen. We were able to do that tonight. It was big for us. I thought Logan's sinker was excellent. I thought he commanded it to both sides of the plate. He threw a couple that were better than just that. I mean, they're kind of frankly nasty. A lot of sink, a lot of run back on the plate. One in particular stands out to me. I think it was the last one he threw Hampson, sort of Maddox-esque, right? He started it off the plate away and froze him with the ball and brought it back on the plate. Obviously they're much different pitchers, but you get my point. It was really impressive to see him command that pitch tonight. I thought his changeup was excellent as well. And obviously big swing for him too. And that was nice.
When the ball was hit in the air, what did you think? Do you think it was potentially out?
Yeah, Logan has power. If nothing else at the plate, he's got pop. And so we knew that when the ball left the bat that it had a chance. I was thinking extra bases right off the bat. I mean, obviously this ballpark can hold some balls up sometimes. So you never know, but I mean, obviously it was as big as any hit that we got in the game.
How would you describe him as a hitter, Gabe? I mean, he seems like he's very among your more enthusiastic hitters among the pitchers, at least.
Gosman's pretty enthusiastic too. I think he came up to me at some point today and said he'd be available to pinch hit tonight. These guys love it. They're very enthusiastic about hitting, and they're very competitive in the batter's box. They really enjoy the moment. They prepare for this. They enjoy taking batting practice, and sometimes they can win the game at the plate as well.
Alex.
Hey Gabe, what are you seeing just confidence-wise and maybe even swagger-wise from Logan? It just seems like he's getting into a good rhythm every 5 days, and I think we saw it even when he was on first base. Just seems to have a kind of different look in his eye.
Yep, I think that's right. He's smiling more. I think he's more relaxed on the mound and in the dugout. Even more engaged in conversations in the dugout, where you're really able to have a conversation and ask for him to do something. And, whether that's a mechanical cue that's coming from Bales, whatever, I think he's been very responsive. And I do think he has a lot of confidence right now. And we chatted a little bit after the game, and you can see that confidence growing.
Evan?
Hey, Gabe, Logan's sinker, he's using it more and more effectively, as you noted, this season. How have you seen that pitch evolve with him and his usage of it since last season?
More than anything else, it's the control of that pitch. And if he can get in the strike zone with it whenever he wants, it's going to be a weapon. We've talked a lot about relying on the movement to do the work and not on pinpoint command. So it really is being in the zone with all of Logan's pitches. It's the sinker, the slider, which he used effectively and often tonight, and the changeup is perhaps his best secondary weapon, and just getting in the zone with all of those pitches. Additionally, I think the better his pace, the better he is, gets on the mound and attacks. We want him to be looking to put away hitters quickly, and not running too many deep counts. Early in this game, we saw several 3-ball counts that I think he quite frankly could have avoided. There was some good fortune early in the game with some hard hit balls that we were able to convert into outs. But overall, I thought this was a really good performance from Logan.
Back to Susan.
Gabe, you guys spent a lot of time talking about Buster, understandably after last night's game. Casali kind of quietly seems like he's turned into one of the better catchers in the league, backup or otherwise. And I think your record now with him behind the plate is now 32-8. What are your thoughts on what he's been giving you, particularly in that regard?
Yeah, not an accident. And I think since he came off the IL, he's been swinging the bat particularly well. I'm glad you're giving me an opportunity to talk about this. I thought he had the most important at-bat of the game. If I was writing a story about tonight's game, I'd write about his first and second at-bats. And the first at-bat in particular was the first time we we really got it going against Marquez. I think without that at bat, we don't run up his pitch count. We don't have a big inning. I thought Casali's at bats were the best of the night, the first two in particular, and I thought they were game changing, and in many ways, I thought they won the game for us.
Maria.
Hey Gabe, speaking of Marquez, I mean, he's had a pretty nice year, except against you guys, it seems. What's just enabled you guys to have success against him this year?
I think our game plan has been sound, and I think we've gotten some big hits in big moments. I think that's number one, and I think we've been able to just wear him down just enough. I will say this: I think he's one of the better pitchers, and this is just backing up your point, Maria, in the National League. His stuff is excellent, and it's easy. He doesn't really work hard to get to his best stuff. And no, we have had some success against him, but we have the utmost respect for him as well.
Okay, so we got.
All right, thanks.
How would you evaluate Logan's outing tonight, particularly his sinker?
Pretty standard with what he's been doing the past, 5-6 starts ever since he came off the IL. He's been an absolute gem on the mound and a bulldog. And his sinker, I think the first warm-up pitch of the game, I just missed because it was just dropping so much, and it's got just so much depth and lateral movement, and you pair that with pretty wipeout slider, and he's not even really having to throw many changeups, which is just the crazy thing. And but it's a pleasure to catch him. He's doing a great job for us.
And how about his offense tonight?
Yeah, it's been a while since he's driven one like that. I can't remember I think it was against the Rockies last time, or I don't particularly remember. But it's always nice when the pitchers help themselves. Case in point with Gosman, the other night, and Webby's a strong guy. When he hits one, it can go a long way. He hits balls harder than I can even think of. So that's cool. But it's awesome to have him on our team. He's been great for us, and he put us in a great position to win tonight.
Alex.
Hey, Curt, what's changed about him since about the middle of May when he's just gotten on this hot streak? What's different than the first 6 weeks when it was a little more inconsistent?
I think he's got a lot of confidence right now, and I think that the less he tries, the better he is. And it sounds simple, but when you get on the mound, there's a lot of adrenaline, and it's hard to fight that. But I think he's just really worked hard on getting a really good routine on his pitch days, and his pregame bullpens have gotten shorter, they've gotten more deliberate, and it's truly just it's showing up in all of his pitches. He's just not trying to do too much, and when you do that with all the stuff that he already has, it's a good recipe for success. And, I'm just really proud of him for making the change, because it's it's hard for some people. We all try hard to sometimes, and to be able to go out in a big league game and just kind of let it happen is it's tough to do, but he's been doing a really good job with that.
Back to Susan.
Curt, Gabe was talking about how important your first two at bats were tonight, particularly the first one, trying the walk, and kind of the first time you guys kind of really made Marquez work a lot. What were you thinking there in that at bat? What were you trying to do? What was the approach?
I definitely not trying to do too much. I was kind of happy that I was fouling fastballs off to right field, which means I was seeing it a little bit deeper than I normally do. And when he's throwing 97 and I'm still able to make contact, I don't really have to cheat to anything. And when a breaking ball pops down, it was easier than other days to spit on it. But I put in some pretty decent work with Donnie before the game, and it was very very tactical for that very reason. And the second at bat, just trying to do the same thing. He threw me some really, really good sinkers, and I kind of figured he was going to try and go back to him. And I just, instead of trying to see it deep, I was just trying to get the head out a little bit. And fortunately, it snuck down the line. But I'm always just trying to compete at the plate. And it was great that Craw and Yaz got on in front of me. And, when you put a pitcher in the stretch and, put pressure on them, they tend to leave pitches over the middle of the plate. And when you get them, you gotta pounce on them. And, I was fortunate to do that tonight.
And I think you're leading the majors in catchers ERA, and the team record with you starting is, I think it's 32-8 at this point. How much pride do you take in that, particularly in a backup role?
A lot. I'm not going to try and take any spotlight away from my counterpart. Buster and I it's truly a team effort. And, whether I'm starting or he's starting, we go over scouting reports together. We're constantly talking in the middle of the game. And it's just been awesome to get to play with them and work with them. And I think a lot of that has carried over into my starts. And to answer your question, I'm very proud of it. It's something I take a lot of pride in.
Maria.
Curt, you talked about seeing Webb's confidence really grow recently. Do you think a similar thing is kind of happening with Wade, who's looking like really locked in at the plate recently?
Yes. I was just telling Amy outside, it's nice when you have, a consistent leadoff hitter, especially against righties, which Wade is, he leads off the game most days. And he kind of just puts the pressure on him right away. And, he kind of makes everybody else behind him a lot better because of that aggression. And it helps when he connects on him. But, in terms of clutch performances, I mean, he's up there with a lot of the best players in our team. And you can definitely put Wade in that conversation. And I just think it's awesome because he's a great teammate. He works really hard. He supports us all. And, it's nice to see that come back around for somebody who's, as great a guy as he is.
Yeah. That's all we have. Thanks, Curt.
Mm-hmm.